Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Advocate Integrative Medicine. Today, what we're going to talk to you about is spring forward. In other words, how can you use this time of year to move forward? How can you use it as a springboard, if you will? Because this time of year benefits all of us so very much. We have not only the spring forward with our clocks, but we also have the added sunlight, the added temperatures. All of these things invigorate us as human beings. You have to have a why. As you go through life, there must be things that motivate you. There must be things that get you out of bed. Besides your typical being hungry, being cold, in other words, taking care of your needs. There has to be a why. Why do many of us go to college? Why do many of us work overtime? Why do many of us get involved in relationships and marriage and have children? What is the why? That's what we need to look at first. What motivates you to change, to become what God has called you to be? In other words, folks, you know, God gives all of us a basket of blessings. Some of us are very attractive. Some of us are very tall. Some of us run very fast or athletic. Some of us can play piano. Some of us can sing. Some of us can cook. Some of us can lead. Some of us are organized. What is your particular basket of blessings that God has given you? And it's your responsibility to find out what your blessings are and then how to use those blessings to help love and serve our communities around us. That is what, in my opinion, we're called to do as human beings. We have to figure out what our why is. As it pertains to tonight, your why is, why do you want to change your health? Why do you want to become a different you? I need you to create pictures of that, actual photos. I need you to have images. Now, some of us need the motivation. Some of us, it may be a vacation to Italy. Some of us may be a vacation to the western side of the country, to the Caribbean. Whatever it is, if it's a vacation, if it's a thing that motivates you, it could be a picture of a car. It could be a picture of an object like a house. Or what motivates most of us is that it could be a picture of your family, your kids, your grandkids. What is it that motivates you? Take a picture of that. Get an image of that. And then post that image in many of the places that you are throughout the day. Post that image in your bathroom mirror. Post that image on your computer screens. Post that image in your car. Post that image where you work. In other words, folks, you need a constant reminder of why you want to change. Because once the honeymoon season is over, that's when the real work starts. And that is your why. The critical first step, do not proceed until this step is crystallized. What do you want so bad that you are willing to sweat and to bleed for? You must develop a warrior's mentality. Folks, you got to write it down, and you have to be able to want it under any circumstance. Because you will be thrown curveballs that will make you want to retract. It will make you want to give up. It will make you want to alter the outcomes that you want. What is it that you're willing to do anything for? In my life, when I decided to go to chiropractic school, my wife and I moved down from Detroit down to Atlanta, Georgia, and our oldest daughter was about 2 years old. And when we got down there, I had $800 in my pocket, and we started to go to school. And when we were getting signed up, our financial package was delayed for the first semester. So I had to withdraw from school, and I had to work double shifts parking cars. And then my wife decided that she was going to go with me. We were going to do this together. So I took 15 months off of school, and I worked double shifts every day, parking cars, so that we could get organized and be financially solvent in order to make the step. In other words, Satan tested me. How bad do you want it? Are you willing to work double shifts? Are you willing to work 6 days a week? Are you willing to do all of those things that you normally wouldn't do in order to see this through? I was willing to do it then. And that lays the foundation for the rest of your life. And that's what I'm asking you to do today. I'm asking you to find out what your why is, and I'm asking you to make the commitment to sweat and to bleed in the times that you desperately want to give up. That's what we're talking about. And next, you need to write it down. I want you to take that vision, and I want you to take those images, and I want you to write down your battle plan. With your warrior's mentality, I want you to write down your battle plan in order to slay the dragon. What are you going to do for the next 9 to 12 months that's going to change your life forever? And yes, it's only 9 to 12 months. When it comes to your health, are you willing to do this? Are you willing to buckle down for 9 to 12 months and to do whatever it takes to get your health back? Chiropractic school is 4 years, year round. Are you willing to put in the effort? And that's why you have to have these pictures of these different things. There's 5 areas in life that will define us. Spiritually, your walk with our Creator. Relationships. Many of you are sons and daughters. Many of you are aunts and uncles and cousins. Many of you are fathers and mothers. Those relationships define you. Your career. More so with men than with women. Our careers define us. But your career allows you to live a life. It's not that you're living your life for your career. So we have to have boundaries. Our financial and our health. Those are the 5 main criteria of your life. Now, if you've had success in any one of these areas, that should have built or allowed you the framework or structure for you to apply into any one of these other areas to give you the success that you're looking for. So that's what we're trying to do here today. What you will learn today that will apply in all 5 areas: how to create a plan of attack, how to create goals, short and long term, and how to be willing to modify your plan, but not your goals. Your goals are your goals. Your goals are written in stone. Your goals is the thing that you will succeed at. How you get there in your journey, that may need to be modified. Timelines may need to be modified. Not given up on, but modified. You have to write it down. You will always write down your goals. You'll write down your long-term goal. My long-term goal in 12 months is to be off all my medication. My long-term goal in 12 months would be I need to lose 50 pounds. My long-term goal may be I want to walk a 5K. I want to run a 5K. Those are long-term goals. From that long-term goal, we're going to chunk it down week by week to the point of where you are now. That will allow you to reverse engineer your goals and your success. If I were to say to you, I just need you to lose 1.5 pounds a week. 1.5 pounds. Men, it's going to be easier than women. We know that. We understand that. But if there's 52 weeks in a year, how much is that 1.5 pounds a week going to be, folks? How much is that going to be? That's 78 pounds. Most people, if they lost 78 pounds, would be right where they want to be. Most people. Every Sunday, you're going to reevaluate. If it's your health, you're going to get on the scale at the same time every Sunday. The scale, it doesn't care whether you go up or you go down. What the scale needs to be is a tool to see in what direction that you're progressing. It doesn't matter what the number says. As we age, you start losing muscle mass. So when you were younger, an ideal weight for a woman, say, is 130 pounds. Well, you may look really good at 150 now that you're 50 years old. So that absolute number you should not be in love with. What you should be in love with is, how do I feel? How do I function? How do I perform? And most importantly, folks, how do I live? Are you living the life that you want? Are you living the life with the blessings that you've been given to help, love, and serve your family, your friends, your patients, your communities, your co-workers? That's what it's about. Health goals. Initially, we want to evaluate for a baseline. Normally, we look at our labs, our blood and urine labs. Where's our baseline there? A great one that we talk about nowadays, folks, is your vitamin D levels. Normal is 30 to 100, but we've seen in a clinical presentation that if you're below 50, the chances of you being sick or getting sick, kind of high. But we've also seen, folks, on the other side of it, that if you're above 70, rarely do you get sick. There's a direct correlation, at least in the last 2 years, when it comes to viruses, especially airborne viruses. You're going to create long and short-term goals, a must-have timeline. Short-term is week, long-term is in months. So, such as restoring good labs, maybe a 3-month goal. Losing 50 pounds. Women will lose approximately 2 to 3 pounds a week, men to 3 to 4. Let's also not set your goal so high that you risk not getting wins. You want to add wins week in and week out. A win may be getting up on time every day. A win may be reading your Bible for 20 minutes every day. A win may be going for a walk every day. A win may be getting enough water each day. And a win may be avoiding cigarettes. A win may be avoiding sugars and processed food. Wins come in different packages. They come in different varieties, but we need to stack the wins. Does that make sense for everybody? Ladies, if we could talk about weight reduction, which is what everybody wants to do, what I want to talk about is living the life that you're called to live. In my world, women are called sheroes. Instead of heroes, they're sheroes. Because women are the glue that keeps families together. They're the glue that keeps businesses and economies and countries together. Women are the backbone. Men can be the brawn to get things done, but I tell you what, you can accomplish so much more as a male if you've got a great woman next to you. These are the foundations of us being human, of us being people. If I can get you to lose 1.5 pounds a week, that's it. In 6 months, what are we talking about? We're talking about 39 pounds. How much would 40 pounds, 39 pounds, how much would that make a difference for you? Most of the women I know, usually they tell me 40 to 50 pounds. When you talk about losing weight, it's 40 to 50 pounds, right? Okay, now if we go out 12 months and we're doubling that, and we're at 78 pounds, and again, in the last 40 years, our society has become grossly overweight and grossly unhealthy. Men, if men just stay on track and stay focused, 2.5 pounds a week is just like snapping your fingers. As long as they eat and drink what they need to and get a little bit of exercise, gosh, in a high 90 percentile, men can lose weight very systematically. Much like a candle though, if you light a candle, the wax is going to fall. Losing weight can be just losing the extra, but lifting weights is reshaping your body. It's giving you muscles on your arms and your chest and your back and your legs. And muscle is very useful. One side of muscle is that it allows you to eat more. And we all love to eat more. We all love to consume that night or two per week where we go out with our spouse and have a good meal. Each one of us enjoy that. The social aspect, the love, the relationship aspect. If you have more muscle, you can eat more food. But it also allows life to be easier. It allows things to flow better. You can do more. Your energy levels are higher. There is no negative side effect. A goal may be to increase your energy, increase your flexibility or your strength, restore sleep patterns. There's many different things that we can add to you, such as bioidentical hormones, such as reducing joint and back pain, headaches, migraines, restoring your normal lab. Yes, it does, doesn't it? An example can also be paying off high interest credit cards first and snowball the difference. Dave Ramsey's principles, right? You don't take the smallest, you take the one that's got the highest interest, you pay that down. Or if your strategy is take the one with the smallest balance, pay that off, cut it up, roll that total dollar amount onto the next one. Pay that off, roll it. Pay that off, roll it. That's what my wife and I did. We went down the list, kept paying things off. Reverse engineer your outcomes. This has been something that's been so beneficial for me in my career. Where am I at? Where do I want to be? When I look at where I want to be, let's create that picture. So vivid and so clear that it looks like a photograph of nature. I want color, I want clarity, I want sunlight, I want eagles, I want bears, I want vivid clarity. This is exactly what it looks like when I achieve my goal. And now, let's first break it down into long-term goals. If it's weight loss, which is what we're talking about healthcare. If it's 1.5 pounds a week, that's 6 pounds a month, right? Each month, 6 pounds. If you go more than 6 pounds, beautiful. 6 pounds, 6 pounds, 6 pounds, 6 pounds, 6 pounds. You see how we can add that up very, very quickly. And that's what that's about. Create a short-term and long-term plan and commit it to paper. Folks, it almost sounds too simple. It must be written down. It must be written down. It must be analyzed multiple times throughout the day with images of your goal, images of your why, and written out images or details of your short and long-term goals. Those should be two things that you look at least every 3 hours of the day. Every 3 hours, recommit, recommit, recommit. That's what we're talking about here. And then your short-term goals are nothing more than your action steps. Because guess what? Week in and week out, you have the same action steps. And now all of a sudden you're like, gosh, I don't even think I need to write it down. I've done it so much that it's a habit. Exactly. But you still need to write it down. You still need to write it down. When you wake up daily, review today's action steps and proceed accordingly. If it's your health, you should know. Today is Tuesday. You should know what Wednesday is going to be. You should know your first, second, and third meals of the day. And if you have it planned to snack, you should know exactly what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat, and how much you're going to drink. Because that will give you the short and long-term goals that you seek. The other way that you've been doing it has given you the outcomes that you're trying to get away from. That is how you need to look at this. So every day when you get up, excuse me, throat's getting dry. Every day when you wake up, review your images of your why and review every action step that you need to work your way down the path. Review it, understand it, know what needs to be done today, know what needs to be done tomorrow. On Sundays, you should review in your mind what Monday through Saturday needs to look like for you to hit your goals. It needs to be crystal clear on Sunday afternoon what the next 6 days must be like. What you've done, folks, is you've taken the emotion out of each day. I'm tired today. I'm stressed today. I don't have the time. I've got too much on my plate. What you're trying to do is eliminate those pieces. What you're trying to do is to say, I've visualized it, I've seen it happening, and I'm going to make it occur every single day. That's what you're trying to do here, folks. Next is a monthly assessment. Why monthly? Because things come up. You have crisis within families and careers. But you have your short-term goals are the things that you're changing about your lifestyle. What you eat, what you drink, when you go to bed, when you rise in the morning, your exercise patterns, you're trying to create different habits. That's what short-term goals are. Your long-term goals are done monthly, and that's what we're talking about here. We're looking at long-term goals, and how do we modify it? If you're doing your short-term, day in and week in, your long-term goals will be there. They will be there. Especially if your goal is 1.5 or 2 pounds a week. They will be there. You get your labs done with Dr. Holly every 3 months to make sure that you're on point and on target. To know that your supplementation is on point and on target. It's reverse engineering. And remember, you must follow the plan. Plan your work, work your plan. An example of this is when you go to school to be a lawyer, a teacher, a doctor, a chemist. They have the plan. They've planned the work for you. You simply have to take these classes in order, get at least a B, and move on. They've planned the work. You must work the plan. This is no different. This is no different. The same way that you apply this to your finances. That's what Dave Ramsey's done. He's given you an entire grid, an entire process on a month-in, month-out basis. Do this step. When it's complete, then do this step. And he'll work your way down the entire path. Always follow the plan, but the plan must be written. It must be written and it must be followed to be successful. Planning is the critical step. Plan your work, work your plan. How many times have I said that, folks? It must be written. Must be written, number one. It must be daily and weekly goals, which are short-term goals are 2. And that is your lifestyle habits. Long-term goals are going to be monthly. And the monthly goals are going to be based on whether you're hitting your daily and weekly goals. If you're not hitting your daily and weekly goals, then you got to go back every Sunday and reevaluate what needs to be done on a daily basis, and then make sure you meet your daily criteria. Following the plan is critical. Monthly evaluating with minimal changes. If your goal is 1.5 pounds a week, you're going to hit those goals. If it's a vegetable-based diet, organic clean proteins, and you're staying away from sugar and processed foods, you add in a couple days a week where you're getting with your friends, with your church community, and you're going for walks. Do you know how many times you can simply go for a walk? And when you're with your church community, you're talking about a prayer, you're talking about serving, and all of a sudden you look up and you walk 3 miles? This is what we're talking about. Remember the length of time to get your results. It took you years or decades to get this backwards. It's going to take you months or even years to get you back where you need to be, depending on what it is. Mindset. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. Daily meditation. What I want you to do there, get up 15 minutes earlier, get out your images, and get out your schedule, get out your short-term goals. What needs to be done today? What will be done today? Fair? And then follow through with what needs and what will be done today. I will eat this, I will eat that, I will eat this, I will go for a walk, I'll lift some weights. Exercise, folks, where I'm only asking you, go out and walk twice a week for about 20 minutes. Each time try to pick up the pace. Down the road in month 3, 4, 5, we can start going to the gym and lifting some weights. You must stay positive. You will have setbacks. You will have weeks that just stink. You will have weeks where you fall off the wagon. Now, welcome to adulting. Right? How many times do we fail? How many times did I fail an exam? How many times did I say something to my spouse that as soon as it left my lips, I was kicking myself like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? You will have setbacks. Get over yourself. Suck it up. Reorganize. Regroup. And then reattack. Go after your goals with a fury unknown to mankind. Bo Schembechler quote. Used by Jim Harbaugh. You must attack it every single day. That's why you're getting up early. You're getting up early to stay positive. You're getting up early to set the tone for the day. Very, very important and helpful piece for you to know forward. Nervous system. Why is this included? If I were to ask you folks, where is each one of you? Betty, where are you? John, where are you in your body? Steve? Exactly. You are the 6 inches between your ears. That's you. How do I know this? Because if I lost an arm, I'm still Doc. If I had a heart transplant, I don't go with my heart, do I? I'm still Dr. Dunn. The only thing I can't lose, which is me, is my mind. Your mind is the strongest organ you have, folks. But your mind needs to communicate with its machine. Your mind needs to control and regulate and heal your machine, which is your body. And it does that through the nervous system. Every cell, every tissue, every organ must be told what to do. It must be told what to do. And its communication is through those nerves. When I was in undergrad taking biology and anatomy, I learned this, and then through examples is how I chose to be a chiropractor and not a medical doctor. Because I wanted to be a doctor of health, and I wanted to be a doctor of healing. And that is what a chiropractor is. I felt that there's enough people giving out medications, and I wanted to do a different path. I wanted to do a path that gave people their life back and gave them control and accountability and love. That's why I chose that. Leave it up to your chiropractor to tell you what is your need. You know, folks, only 8 to 10% of the population see chiropractors. Over 90% of the population are not currently seeing a chiropractor. That's a travesty. Do you not brush your teeth every day? Yeah. Yeah. Why? Didn't you brush them well enough yesterday? Do you shower every day? Yeah. Why? Didn't you shower well enough yesterday? Do you change the oil in your car every 5,000 miles? Why? Because that engine's going to cost you $8,000, $10,000 if it blows up. Folks, you take care of things because you use them. You take care of your house, you take care of your relationships, you take care of your walk with God. You take care of your cars because you use them. Now, what do you do to take care of your spine? What do you do to take care of the communication between your brain and your body? You see, folks, chiropractic has nothing to do whether you believe or you don't believe. Chiropractic has everything to do with making sure that your body is able to heal and grow and rebuild on its own the way that God designed, without interference. It's called innate intelligence. That's what chiropractic is. That's why I chose to become one. How many of you are in a relationship? Everybody? Good. Most of us are in relationships. Many of us have kids, right? So if I were to ask you, do you love your spouse? Do you love your kids? I know, all of us kind of chuckle and be like, yeah, Doc, we all do. Why? Because how do you measure love? And the answer is that you can't measure love. The Bible talks about measuring love is you're willing to sacrifice your life for someone else. That is love. I feel that way about my wife and my kids. But that is belief. That is a belief system. Chiropractic isn't a belief system. You don't believe in chiropractic. What it is that you understand the basic 101 physiology of the body, and you know that the brain is what controls and regulates every other cell in the body. That's not a belief, folks. It's an understanding of anatomy. And if someone says, I don't believe in chiropractic, au contraire, just go back to the anatomy books. It's right there for you. It's 101. It's like sophomore year in college, right? Some kids are taking this in high school. It's a basic understanding. Food and nutrition. High protein, moderate fats, low carbs. Sound familiar? Eliminate processed foods, eliminate sugars. Clean organic proteins. Lots of clean organic vegetables, minimal grains. Grains, when they enter your mouth with your saliva, will turn to sugars. And that's fine once you're healed and you're fixed, but we need to really minimize or eliminate grains until we get you fixed. Water is half of your body weight in ounces per day. I weigh 250 pounds. I need 125 ounces of water a day, which is a gallon of water at 128. But that doesn't account for if you drink caffeine, if you have 2 cups of coffee in the morning, if you have an iced tea. Because caffeine leaches the water out of your body, doesn't it? Yes. So if you have caffeine, I would need to start at my gallon a day and then add to that total based on how much caffeine that I've consumed. Water, clean and filtered water. What is the typical ingredient that they put in water when they make it hospitable for humans? Chlorine's one of them. What's another one? They put it on your teeth. Fluoride. Do you know that when your dentist handles fluoride, they wear a hazmat suit? Okay, why would you have to wear a hazmat suit if you're putting it into my body? And the answer is because fluoride is a neurotoxin. It's toxic to your nervous system. And the reason that fluoride was added to water is to keep your pipes from rusting. And this is one of the medical myths that we're going to go over next month. Things that they tell you are good for you, but they're not. Right? Clean, filtered water. No sodas. And with water you can add a lemon. In the last 2 years of COVID, we've come to realize that air quality makes a big difference. In our facility here at AIM, we have air purifying systems that we've run for the 10 years that I've been here. That they clean the air of SARS and COVID and all the rest of the cooties that are airborne. We've run that for 10 years. We have the cleanest air in the Tri-Cities, I guarantee it. Not only do I have a huge machine in the hallway, but I also have another machine in the back and one up front. So that's why when you come in our facility, we're like, yeah, if you feel like you need to wear a mask, that's your option. Because I'm all about choice. I'm all about your choice as a human being. And that falls back on our lovely U.S. Constitution. But is there a need in here? Because folks, if something is airborne, you will be exposed to it. You cannot outrun it. You cannot mask it. You cannot bubble it. You will be exposed to an airborne virus. You will. What makes the difference is if you allow your body to be healthy, if you allow your body to be communicating and healing, if you allow your vitamin D levels and vitamin C levels, if you allow your body to be in a state of health, when you're exposed to an airborne virus, many times you don't even know you've been exposed. And many times when you are exposed, the effects are minimal. That's the difference. Because the germ theory of Louis Pasteur is about as easy to disprove as there is. But the terrain theory from Antoine Béchamp, that's the one that our body functions from. And that's the one that makes sense. Our current healthcare system is based on the germ theory. Our body functions on the terrain theory. Look those up. Good pieces of information. Supplements. Supplements are good. But what's better is to get your blood drawn by Dr. Holly and look at where all your vitamins and minerals are at. And then from there, when we supplement, we're supplementing accordingly to what your body needs and to the right volume that your body needs. Makes sense, right? A daily probiotic. I suggest 50 to 100 billion. Works wonders for your GI tract. Add zinc, D3, C, quercetin, magnesium. These are things that if you supplement them, the chances of getting sick from an airborne virus are small and minimal. And if you are exposed, then the outcome is small and minimal. And that's what you're looking for. Oxygen, exercise. The purpose of oxygen is to increase and regulate hormones. Oxygen is what we burn for fuel, and it regulates your hormones. That's the purpose of exercise. If your state of dis-ease or disease, your body will burn glucose or glycogen for fuel. And that is bad. Exercise 2 to 3 times a week. Where do we start, Doc? My knees hurt. I've got this, I've got that. Try going for a walk. It's springtime. It's spring forward. Try going for a walk. Grab a couple of your lady friends. Grab a couple of your friends that are men. Talk about this weekend sermon. Go for a walk. You'd be surprised how when you get into conversation that distracts you because you're walking, how you can walk some distances. Get your oxygen up. When you get more advanced, high-intensity interval training, 12 to 20 minutes each session. If possible, transition into weight training, strength training. Most of the people that adhere to this type of an approach, within 6 weeks, many of them are off medications or drastically reduce their medication consumption. Many of them, their labs come back in a drastically improved state in 6 weeks. So then they say, okay, but why am I still inflamed? Why do I still have all this extra weight? That is a byproduct or a symptom of an unhealthy lifestyle. So now, after the initial 6 weeks, now we continue with the lifestyle to get rid of the things that have built up, things that are harming you. Toxicity. We want to talk about eliminating toxins from your air, your food, your water, and your skin. Air is going to be cigarettes, asbestos, air pollution. Food is processed food, grains, sugars, sweeteners. Water, reverse osmosis is best. Filtered water next. Fluoride is a neurotoxin. And your skin, be careful with lotions, paraffins, and chemicals. Know what your body's exposed to, right? Know what you're exposed to. Recap. Plan your work, work your plan. Write down every Sunday what you're going to do for the next week. Set your alarm on your phone. Sundays, 2 o'clock, whatever time it is for you. That's when I'm going to rewrite my short-term goals for the next week. Write what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat. Write down what time you're going to bed, what time you're waking up. Write down how much water you're drinking and when. Write down when I'm going for a walk. Write down when I'm going to the gym and what I'm going to do. Plan your battle. You cannot expect to succeed in a war if you don't have a battle plan and you don't execute your plan. Write it down. Each time that you succeed, celebrate with a little gratitude. Don't celebrate with food. Celebrate with just a moment of silence and saying thank you. Thank you that I was able to drink enough water today. Thank you that I was able to stay on track. Thank you for my time of meditation. Thank you for my walk. That gets you away from stinking thinking, and that gets you back on the path of being positive. And don't get caught up in your stuff. Your stuff is every excuse that you're going to give me. Your stuff is, I had this at work. The baby was crying. My wife this. My husband that. We had rain. We had sunshine. Cut the stuff and stick to your plan. Do whatever it takes to get your plan done. If any of you follow me on social media, you'll see that there's times when I'm in the gym at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Tonight will be one of those. Not because I want to, but because throughout the day I had a schedule of things that had to be done. And my entire day was full. To the point where if I needed to get a session in at the gym, even if it's at 7 or 8 o'clock at night, then that's what I need to do. Get your work done. There's a hierarchy of needs in your body. How long can you live without exercise? A lifetime. Many people I know have never been to the gym, never walk, never play tennis, never play golf. They just don't exercise. Millions. You can go a month without food. You can go 3 to 5 days without water. You can go 48 plus hours without sleep. There's people that can hold their breath for 20 minutes. Right? How long can you go with your brain not communicating with your body? Not even 1 second, can you? Your body, folks, has a hierarchy. It has a pyramid of importance and a pyramid of need. It's not based on whether you believe it. It's not based on whether you think it's important. This is how your body is made. There is a hierarchy. If you work with the hierarchy, you'll get better results faster. If you want to do it your way, or if you want to do it some other guru, stick to what God made, stick to the natural plan, respect the natural hierarchy of things, and you'll get the results you need. Get adjusted. Go for a couple walks a week. Go to sleep at the same time every day, get up at the same time every day. Drink your water like you should, evenly throughout the day. Eat the food that you need to when you need to eat it. And hopefully we can see you at the gym reshaping your body. As long as your heart's beating, there is always hope. As long as you have the desire, there's always a path, there's always a way. Your setbacks are good, better, best. Usually this falls into food. Some things are better than other things. Reverse osmosis with water is the best. Those systems are expensive. Filtration is the next one. The best is RO, filtration is the next. What about good? I can go to Walmart, I can get a pitcher that's got a carbon-based filter on top. That's good. It's $8. Good, better, best. You may have some roadblocks that are keeping you from doing the best. You can't let that stop you. You can't let that become an excuse. Figure out a way around it. Good, better, best. How to succeed. Start with one item and own it before moving on to the next. Food is the #1 issue. Start with water. Figure out your water. Get rid of the sodas, the sweet teas. Get rid of all that stuff. Just drink water. Put a lime in it or a lemon if you need to, right? You can't move on to the food until you got the water owned. And then when your water is owned, then you go on to breakfast. Have some eggs. Have some clean meat, right? Have some vegetables with your eggs. You can't move on to lunch until you own breakfast. You own water, you own breakfast, now you can move on to lunch. Lunch or salads, stay away from the dressings. Stick with your salads, stay away from the croutons. You can't go on to dinner until you've got your water and your breakfast and your lunch, then you can move on to dinner. Does all this make sense now? Yes. Buddy system, accountability. Do it with your spouse, do it with your friends, do it with your church community or church group. When there's accountability, there's a higher rate of success. In other words, create your own tribe. Create your own group of people. Ladies, if you're struggling with this, get about 4 or 5 women and take 1 week and create all of this stuff. Create when you're going to walk. Create who's going to eat. Create recipes. Create meal plans. Work as a tribe. Work as a unit. 1 step at a time. At upcoming events, Tuesday, April 12th, we're going to tackle healthcare myths like fluoride. We're going to tackle a lot of other myths, a lot of controversial stuff, especially in the last couple of years. At the end of the day, folks, I'm not married to any one thing besides Jesus Christ and my wife. But one thing I am married to is I want to do what's best for you. I want to make sure that you have the opportunity to live the life that you're called to live. That's my calling, that's my job. Next one is April 12th, Healthcare Myths. Our website is aimtricities.com. Make your appointment today. If you make the appointment and you say, I listen to Dr. Dunn's Spring Forward lecture, and I would like to take advantage of that $50 gift certificate, and you can apply it to your balance here at AIM, and you must complete the first visit. In other words, I'm trying to take away all the buts that you're going to use in order to get started. I would like to, doc, but it costs too much. I would like to, doc, but I don't have the time. I would like to, doc, but I'm just too busy. We're an office of big butts. And a big butt is the excuse that you're going to use not to tackle the one thing that's holding you back in life. I'm an office of big butts, and I'm going to address and I'm going to eliminate every butt or every excuse you have. We are aimtricities.com. Get a jump on you. Learn to love yourself. You are unique. Learn you. And thank you, Lord, for the opportunity for another day. Folks, if you enjoyed what we did tonight, please go to Google and give us a 5-star review. Hit a like, a love, a share, a heart. Go to aimtricities.com. Schedule your appointment. Create your tribe. If you want us to come out to where you're at, we can come out. We can do a lecture for you, for your tribe, one-on-one. Folks, I'm going to take away every butt you have to make this work for you. Go to Facebook, review our videos. Go to our Instagram, like us, love us, comment. Give us some love. If you're challenged by any of this, wonderful, wonderful. I want the conversation. Because the conversation is how we grow. Conversations should not be made to divide us, folks. Confirmations and conflicts should be made to bond us. Bond us, pull us together, create our tribe, and be all that God has called us to be. I love you, I appreciate you, and I am part of your tribe. Let everybody know where we're at, what we do, and our mission is to love and to serve you. God bless. Thank you all for coming. Until next time, you know where to get us. aimtricities.com. Good night.